Hi, everybody. This is Steve. I'm coming at you today from the Student Center at EMU. I'm actually recording this on a Saturday before an event I need to go to. It might be kind of noisy, which is the reason I'm wearing my headphones here. Anyways, I wanted to record a quick video because there's a lot of stuff coming up this week, and I want to just walk you through some of where we're at in terms of the middle of the term and the schedule and all this other kind of stuff. Okay. Below here, you'll see links to not one but two assignments that we're starting this week. Okay, the first one I call the informal report assignment, but it probably might be better called the go to an event and tell us what happened in an objective way assignment, kind of a reporting assignment, if you will. The reason, and then the other assignment that we're going to start talking about is the resume cover letter assignment. Now, the reason why we're talking about both of these assignments at the same time is that you'll see when we start talking about the informal report / reporting assignment, that actually is something that you need to start thinking about now, because you need to go find an event at EMU that you can go to and then report on. And again, read the assignment because I think it explains that fairly clearly. We'll start talking about that here and on the assignment itself. There are lots and lots of events that you could go to at EMU, running at almost any time of the day, almost any day of the week. Some of them completely family friendly, and you can bring people with you and everything else. So there's lots of ways that you can do that. If you're not at EMU, if you're taking this class from a distance, let me know what kind of event that you can go to that you're thinking about, and we'll make that happen. Okay. The resume cover letter assignment is actually something, even though we're assigning both of these things at the same time, is actually something we'll probably start talking about earlier. In fact, we'll start talking about some of the readings with that next week. Two options with the resume cover letter assignment. One is that you could apply for something along the lines of a job that you would hope to have after you graduate, after you finish whatever degree that you're working on, or you can apply for an internship. But in both cases, they have to be actual real jobs. And part of what you need to do with the assignment is actually include the job itself that you're applying for. Okay. Now, also happening this week, beginning by Wednesday of this week, is we're going to begin peer review on the instructions assignment. That's right. You've all picked something to write Google instructions about, and you'll need to have a draft of your instructions, and hopefully the first of your usability experiences ready to share with everybody in class online on Wednesday in your group. I'll set up the peer review groups probably later on Monday or possibly on Tuesday. Just to give you an idea of what group you'll be in and things like that. So again, the instructions will be that you need to have your instructions done, and you also need to have you need to have a memo. Excuse me. Your memo doesn't have to be done, but your memo needs to have information about how the usability test went for your project. Because remember, everybody's going to need to do a simple usability test for this project. And we've already talked about that a little bit. And then we'll probably talk about some more too. That begins on Wednesday, and it wraps up on Friday of this week, peer review. The last thing I want to mention is that we're at the midterm for the participation grade discussion, okay? And here's how that's going to work. Sometime before Friday of this week, you're going to send me an email in which you tell me what grade you think you deserve for participation and why. I will look over those emails, and I'll respond. And I'll respond based on the sort of impressions I have from your interactions in class, and also based on what I can count up on the class website. Now, let me mention three important things about why I'm doing this email participation exercise. The first reason is because I want you to recognize that it's not so much I just hand out grades like Santa Claus or something, but rather you earn a grade. You have done something to justify a particular grade. And what I want you to be able to do is take ownership of that and to acknowledge that through the email that you send me. The second thing I want to point out is by and large, people are pretty accurate about the grades that they assign themselves. In other words, I almost always agree with whatever grade that you come up with. And so this is a real exercise in the sense of you telling me what grade you think you ought to get, and then we're basically making sure that we're kind of like seeing the class the same way. But I will say this, and this I guess is the third thing, is that remember, look over the criteria for participation that are described in the course syllabus and policies. Participation has nothing to do with the writing assignments per se. So the grades that you receive for the letters and the emails and the personal statement, that really isn't the same thing as participation. Remember that at minimum, I expect people to participate in each part of the week between Monday and Wednesday and Friday. That sort of gives you a C. So to get an A for participation, I'm looking for people who begin the conversations on Monday and follow through until Wednesday, who are responding to other people, who are responding to all the discussion threads and so forth. So, if that's the one way that this can go awry is if you say, well, I showed up, so I should get an A. It's like, well, no, you showed up, so you should get a C. But I think but like I said, generally speaking, this has worked well in the past, so hopefully it will work well now too. Yeah, lots of stuff, busy stuff going on this week. The good thing that you'll see if you look through the rest of the schedule, and I encourage you to do that, is that once we get through this middle part of the term and start talking about the final project, the final formal report, there's really a lot of class time devoted to you're being able to work on that project. So you'll see what I mean when we get to that pretty soon. Okay, I think that's it for now. I'll see you online.